Pisces, thanks for visiting. Yeah, this is your reading for mid-August. I'm a little bit late, I know. I always say that to you, I'm sorry. But I'd rather take my time and put these out at my own pace than go stress, which is what happened to me last time. Anyway, if you like this reading, you can like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you'd like to do. I don't mind. And if you want to support this channel, there are ways of doing that down in the description as well, if that's what you'd like to do. So I'm going to start your reading right now, no more of that. So yeah, the first card you've got for your past is the World. Yeah, amazing. Really transforming card, very transforming, and I'm getting that. I'm getting that all over this reading actually. Transformations, lots of changes, lots of transformation. And you know, you've got this and the Judgment card together. Both of them are about that. Big life changes. I think you know this is coming. I think you know, or I think you know that this was always going to happen. There's something here that you've always felt in your whole life that, okay, one day this is going to happen for me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be able to do this thing. Or my life is going to be like this. I just know that. I've always known that. When I was younger, I've known that. I know it now. And you're right, you are absolutely right. And yeah, you've always had this in your mind, you've built this up in your head. It's like a feeling. And I think even when you've gone to do other things, you know, maybe work things, or you've lived somewhere else, or you've been in situations that have been okay, you never settled for those things. Always in the back of your mind. For example, let's say if you had a really good job and it was paying really well. It wasn't what you ultimately wanted, and you were fine doing that, but always in the back of your mind you knew that you were going to do this other thing. So if that's you, it looks like that's going to happen for you. Now, yeah, building this up in your mind, building this up in your heart, it's always been there, always been there. Okay, I'm getting something else here. It's more transformation, but this is way back in the past. Well, not way back, but it's a while back. There was a really transformative time, I think, in your life, if this is you, a few years ago, actually. And you put your faith in something you were doing. You're working on something, and it was like, this is going to lead me to where I want to go. This is going to lead me to this thing, this time in my life that I'm looking forward to, if I do this thing. So you put your faith in this thing. I think you're working on this. And you put your faith in a person as well. So I'm getting something and someone. So you put your faith in something and you put your faith in someone at the same time. So in this past transformation, your life was really transformed. And it was mostly the way you felt about yourself and the way you felt about what you were doing. And so you're working on whatever this was. You really felt as if, okay, this is possible now. I can feel this is possible now. I know it is. And then you met this person, and there was huge love between you. So it's almost like there's this big explosion in your life. Everything was amazing. Amazing feelings, very strong feelings. And yeah, this person totally loved you. I can see that. They totally loved you. And yeah, I was saying explosion, and I think that's what happened. This big explosion of love. It was all amazing. And then things went downhill pretty quickly. It was like this big explosion, and then things deteriorated quite quickly. That's what I'm getting. So yeah, if you're looking back over this time, and if you're thinking, well, did they really love me? You know, was that all for nothing? Was it just made up? Were they just faking things? No, they weren't. Especially in the beginning, they weren't. I think things deteriorated as they deteriorated quite quickly. Obviously, you know, they fell out of love quite quickly. But in the beginning, they really felt this. They really felt this for you. They loved you. I'm actually seeing them telling people about you and how amazing you were. And, you know, you built up each other's confidence. I'm getting that really strongly there. Yeah. And so they were saying all these complimentary things to you and to other people about you, and then things stopped quite quickly. That's what I'm getting. But when things were going really well in this situation, this is what I'm getting. There was a lot of inspiration around you. a lot of inspiration. So again, you were doing this thing, you were very inspired, very creative. Pisces is a very creative sign. So I'm seeing this creating, building, making plans. I'm literally seeing something drawn by hand on a piece of paper, to make something. It's like, this is the plan, I'm going to make this, look at this, you know, you're showing them, oh, I'm going to do this, that. And so I don't know if they meant to inspire you, I'm sure they didn't, but you were inspired by them as well. And yeah, part of you wanted to impress them, I think. And I think you might look back on this time and think, oh, what a fool I was, why did I want to impress them? But don't ever feel bad about that, because if you love someone, you should want to impress them. Not in a show-off way, but more like, I want to be my best for them. I want to show them what I can be. That's a good thing. You know, that's a good thing about you. So don't ever feel bad about that. Don't ever feel embarrassed or silly about that. And you really grew. You really grew at this time. You really developed yourself. I'm getting that. You developed from one kind of person, or I shouldn't say that, you're the same person, but one situation. You've developed from one way that you felt about yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you really developed into feeling this, almost like a new sense of respect about yourself. Lots and lots of things changed about you, even your appearance, I think. And I think you've dropped this thing you were doing now. I don't think you were doing that. It might be that after you broke up from this person, after you separated from them, you dropped that. And maybe that's because, you know, if you think about taking this up again, it gives you all these memories of them, and you start thinking, oh, that makes me think of that again. I don't want to go there again. But I think this thing that you were doing, building, making, whatever this was, it's beyond that relationship. It's beyond that. At that time, you felt that that was what was going to send you forward into this thing that you knew you were going to do. And I think that's still there. And I think if you take this up again, it's going to lead you to this new transformation. So I think that's what that's what I'm seeing there. So yeah, the other thing I have to say about this is, yeah, firstly, take this up, do this thing. Sorry, I'm getting confused because I'm seeing so many things all at the same time. But yeah, you're the only one you need to impress now. This is what I'm getting. You're the only one you need to impress now. They're not there anymore. But that's good, because you're the most important person in your life now. You want to do well for yourself. Impress yourself. Don't worry about them. Try not to tie this thing you're working on to this relationship. It's separate from that. Yes, it was all tangled in at the time. But now, when you look back on this, try and separate that thing you were working on, or that thing you were doing, from this person. And I know that's probably difficult, because I think, because I think you wanted to move forward into this thing. You wanted to transform into this thing you always knew you were going to do. And you're going to bring them with you. You're going to bring them along with you. And obviously that didn't happen. But it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter about them. You're bringing yourself with you. You're bringing yourself with you. And you're the most important person in this. So please go back and do this. Okay. This is what I'm getting here. This is what's coming up. Now, I'm literally seeing 3 years, 3 to 4 years or something like that. Yeah, 2017, 2018, around that time, I think they were really crucial years for you around that time for someone. And I think that was a big turning point for you. And maybe that was when all this happened, all this started blooming, this work you were doing, this amazing explosion with this love, and then everything went downhill really quickly. So things turned up really quickly, and then they went down really quickly. And yeah, again, lots and lots of memories are still holding you on to this. It's almost like you're linking your memories with them, with this particular thing. And you've got to try and separate those things, because the key to where you want to go, it's back in that time, and it's not with that person, it's with that thing you were doing. And you know, yeah, you've got the Two of Wands here, and that's all about looking forwards, moving forwards, being able to do that. And yeah, the way you're going to do that is with this thing that you're going to be working on. Sorry to keep on saying the same thing over and over again, but yeah, it looks like when you do this thing, if you pick this up again and do this, which you should do if this is you, you might have to change the way you're doing this. Maybe you're going to have to transfer this to something online or something like that, because you know, with the way the world is, everything's online, people aren't contacting each other, so something like that might have to happen, if that makes sense to you. But yeah, you've got the skills. You don't need anyone with you. You don't need to bring anyone with you. You don't need anyone's approval. You can absolutely do this by yourself and for yourself. Do this for yourself, for this transformation that you want in your life. Do not look back and say, if only I had have taken that up again, I wouldn't be where I am. I'd be over here. You can and you will be over here if you take this thing up. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I'm literally getting travel here as well. I'm getting travel with this transformation. Obviously, the World card can be all about travel. You know, justice, not justice, judgment. I always accidentally say justice instead of judgment. Judgment can be about moving, traveling, moving forward. Obviously, the Two of Wands, he's thinking about traveling. You've got traveling in the middle with the Six of Swords. Everyone's traveling. So there's definitely traveling here. So if this thing that you're thinking of going into is tied in with traveling for you, or you want to travel, absolutely that can happen as well. Yeah, I'm literally seeing someone, I don't know if this is you, but it's someone who's listening to this, Googling where they want to go, Googling this one place that they've always thought of going to, and maybe looking at places to live there, saying, oh, where can I live? Okay, let's look on this, in this thing, and we'll see where we can live over there. Oh, that's a nice place. Oh, I like that one. You know, things like that. You can absolutely go there. You can absolutely do this. And the key to doing that is this thing that you are working on, if this all makes sense to you. Yeah, it's funny I'm saying key, because I'm just looking up at the Hierophant, and there are these keys right in front of him. I don't know if you can see that. Little golden keys. So to me, that means golden opportunity. So the key's there. The key's there. You just need to go back and open up that old box you had that you put aside, away in the wardrobe, maybe not literally, but something you put away and you locked away and you don't want to look at ever again. That's what you've got to open up and do again, and that's what's going to push you forward. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just about to cough, but I'm not. It's like, you know, when you feel a cough and you think, am I going to cough? No. Am I going to sneeze? No, I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this Hierophant now, because it's all leading on to that. So, okay, this is something different here. It feels quite heavy, actually. It feels restricted. It feels like I'm being restricted. Yeah, I'm getting a group. Someone's right at the center of this group, or someone's in this group. It feels like you're really close to one of these people in this group. Yeah, very restricted, very difficult feeling. It feels like I'm being stopped. It feels like I'm being stopped. Yeah, I think when you're with this group of people, might be family, I think. When you're around this group of people, you literally stop yourself from saying things. So it feels like you've got a very strong opinion about things, and they do as well, and they just do not go together. So just to keep the peace, just to keep things, you know, okay, keep things running smoothly, I should say, you don't give your opinions to them when you're with them. And I actually think you might be separating, or you're not with them that often, and maybe that's why, because there's this tension there and you can't be yourself, you can't speak your mind properly around them. Yeah, so this other person I'm getting in the middle of this group, and I'm seeing them right in the middle because they want to be a part of this family, they want to be a part of this group. And I'm not saying you don't, but they're a lot closer than you are to this group, and they want to be a part of this group, and they're restricting a part of who they are to be a part of this group. That's what I'm getting, a big part of themselves. There's this part of themselves, yeah, there's a part of themselves this family would never approve of, and they're hiding that from this family. Yeah, I'm getting a sibling, doesn't have to be a sibling, but yeah, I'm getting a sibling, I'm getting brother. doesn't have to be. That might help someone, I don't know, I just saw that. So okay, so I think this is all here because there's a situation that might be coming up where you might find yourself kind of stuck between the two of these people, you know, this person and this group. So, and this person you're close to, whatever this is that they're hiding, they're not going to be able to hide this anymore for some reason. They can't, yeah, this is what I'm getting, they can't hide themselves anymore, or a big part of who they are. And so if this is you, if you know who this is, if you know what this is all about, I'm seeing you comforting them when this all comes out. I'm literally seeing them venting to you. They're going to be offloading a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. There's years of things coming out, years of problems, years of things they've hidden, because they've held back on this. They've held back. They can't express this to them, but they can to you. So it's all going to come on you. And yeah, I think the message here is just be there. Just be there for them. Just listen to them. Yeah, you're going to be a bit tired of this, I think, at some time during this, because there's a lot to hear and they're going to be offloading a lot to you. But you know, try and make an effort to listen to them if you can, because you know, for one, I don't think they've got many other people they can talk to. So yeah, keep your ears open. Keep your ears open to them, because if you look at this Hierophant, he's got his ears covered. So I think that's what the message here is. And yeah, that's what this family group's like. They've got their ears closed, covered. They don't want to listen. They don't want to hear this. So you've got to be the one who's there for them. So just listen to them. That's what I'm getting in that card. So yeah, more transformations here. All of this coming out is actually going to be a big transformation for them, a big transition for them. And I think eventually they might move away from this family in some way. You know, just because I'm just looking at the Six of Swords now, moving away from that. So yeah, so again, look at the Six of Swords. They're moving away. You know, they're moving away from all that. They're moving away from all that stress, and you know, they're moving away, and someone's helping them. Someone's guiding them, and I think that person's you. You know, this man who's steering this. That's you. So you're helping them navigate. You're helping them navigate themselves out of this problem, and you're just there for them. You're just supporting them and guiding them. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay, I just have to say this. Just watch out for this potential situation that might happen, because this is right next to the High Priestess, and sometimes the High Priestess can be about secrets. So they might ask you to keep some things to yourself. I'm sure they will if they're offloading things, and you know, that's fine, but it might put you in a difficult position, because I was seeing this before. You're in between the two, so just be aware of the possibility of that happening, or there might be a little bit of some awkwardness coming up for you because of that. But yeah, the Six of Swords, it's right in the middle, because it's very important in this whole reading. Usually the one in the middle is the most important card. So, and yeah, travelling, again, with the Six of Swords. And the World card, travelling, all that. So yeah, literally moving, travelling. So this is another sign that you're actually going to be doing this, or you're going to be able to do this travelling and this moving, if that's what you want to do. And again, you've been preparing for this for a long, long time, for years and years and years. But I think with that setback you had when you were on this ex, it kind of made you feel a bit lost. And you think, well, how am I actually going to do this? Is it really realistic? Because at the time when you had this other transformation, nothing was unrealistic to you. It was like, I can do anything. I'm on top of the world with this World card. I feel as if I can do just about anything. And then when that crashed, you kind of crashed with that, and you're in a better place now. But it's like, how can I do this? How can I realistically do this? I think it's unrealistic. I don't know. I don't think I can really do this. That's the kind of thing I'm getting from you. So, okay, the first thing I'm getting here is you are going to get there, and deep down you do want to get there. I'm seeing that very clearly here. The way you're going to get there, the way you're going to do this, now this is a place, this is travelling, and it's also a place as in an achievement. So both of those things, you're going to get there. And as I'm saying, you're going to travel and you're going to get there, a motorbike is going past, so that's really interesting. But the way you're going to get there, it's a lot easier than you're imagining. You might be imagining lots of problems, that it's going to be difficult, all of that kind of thing. But, okay, I hope this is going to make sense, but I've got this message here around this. Don't restrict yourself in the way you see this happening. Because, you know, the world might be saying to you, or you might be feeling this from the world, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is the rule, you have to follow this rule. This is the system of the world. Only these people can do this, you can't, da 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 da, all that rubbish. That is rubbish. They are rules. Somebody made up those rules. And what I'm seeing is these things that are in your head that are stopping you from doing this are rules that someone's made up to try and keep people down. Now, I don't know if they're religious rules. People will be angry with me if I say that, but you know, the Hierophant can be about religion and rules around that. So it might be religious rules that might be stopping you. It might be rules about getting a certain level of education that are stopping you. Only people who have this degree can do this. No, 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 no. It might be rules about, oh, only these kinds of people, only middle class, or only this, or only that. Rubbish. Anyone can do this thing that you want to do. And what I want to tell you is, you're Pisces. You are beyond the world. You're beyond rules. You're beyond restrictions. You're a spiritual person. You're not off this earth. You don't belong to those systems. You don't belong to those rules. You belong to yourself. You belong to your spiritual self. That's what I really, really want to say to you. I really want to say that to you. You know, if you want to go to this place, if you want to fulfill this thing you want to do, yeah, think about the most crazy, fantastic, ridiculous way that this could happen, and that could happen. It absolutely could happen. You could manifest this in a crazy way. I don't mean the craziest things are going to happen, but don't limit yourself. That's what I have to keep on saying to you. Don't limit yourself. You know, amazing things and situations happen to people all the time. There's no reason why you can't be one of those people. There's absolutely no reason why you can't manifest this in a really amazing way. You absolutely can. And think of film directors, writers, artists, musicians. They don't limit their thinking. Anything's possible. They can create anything, and so can you. You can create anything you want for yourself. So I really hope that helped someone. I hope that wasn't too bizarre and strange and abstract, because sometimes I see these things and I just see these things and I just keep on going. So hopefully that made sense. Okay, so the last card you've got for your present is this Knight of Cups here. Love, obviously, this is about love. So, okay, if you're in a love connection, and I'm seeing a very early love connection, early days, maybe you're just starting to think about them seriously, you're with someone, you're talking to them, maybe you've been out a few times or something like that, and you're thinking, is this someone I can take seriously? Is this a serious thing here? Firstly, it feels like you're both holding back a bit. And I think you're both aware of the other one holding back, and you're both aware of yourselves holding back. So you're like, I know I'm holding back. It's just the way I feel I have to be right now. I don't know why that is. I just feel as if I don't want to hurry this. So yeah, I think you're both similar, actually. You're both quite similar in your outlook. That's what I'm getting there. So they're definitely going to come closer to you, and you're going to come closer to them eventually, I think. But at the moment, it feels like there's a lot of hurt behind them, a lot of hurt in the background. And with you, what I'm getting here with this ex, there's a lot of hurt in your background as well. So you're both in a similar position, I think. And so you're both hesitating. It's coming from both sides. You're both a bit wary of jumping in too quickly. But yeah, what I have to say here is just take your time. Just take your time. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I don't think they're hiding anything. I don't think there are any problems with them. Yeah, there's definitely potential here. But, you know, you've both been hurt, and the only thing that can remove hurt is just time. So it's just going to take time for both of you, I think. And I think you're both doing the right thing. It actually feels like you're both on the same page, actually. Even though you're not coming close right now, you're both feeling similarly about each other. So, yeah, what I can tell you is, I think they're a decent person. I think they're a deep thinker, which you are as well. Yeah, there's definitely potential there, but you both need to heal from things. So just let it happen in its own time. That's what I'm getting at, but there's definitely potential there, if that's you. So, okay, so the first card you've got for your future is this Hermit. So, yeah, so you've got the Hermit, you've got the High Priestess under this, both obviously very, very spiritual cards. You, again, you're very spiritual. You don't see the world in the world's terms, in the world's rules. You see them from your perspective, which is very different from a lot of people. And I think this person in the Knight of Cups has that spiritual perspective as well. I've just got that feeling about them. So, but you know, there's a lot of silence here. Obviously the Hermit's by himself, the High Priestess is by herself. So again, what that's showing me is you've got to spend that time by yourselves to heal, I think, before you can come together properly. That doesn't mean you can't, you know, be together. That doesn't mean you can't talk. That doesn't mean you can't go out together. Of course, obviously you can. But I think before you can get together properly, you've really got to sort whatever's in your head yourself. They have to sort their things out themselves. You've both been hurt. You both just have to get through this on your own, I think, before you can actually progress with this properly. I am seeing potential here, I have to say that again. And you know, when you're going through this healing process, or whatever this is you need to go through, and you do still have to go through some healing, try not to be frustrated with yourself. Just try and see this as a time of working through things, and it's all part of this preparation. You know, if you're going to go forward and do this fantastic thing you want to do, if you're going to travel, do whatever this is, you're going to have to be really well balanced in all these other areas of your life. And I think what this is telling you is get that healing sorted out as well as other things, and then you'll be ready. It's all preparation. This is all preparation for this big change that's coming up for you. Okay, this is really interesting. I'm just seeing this. Yeah, my eye is being guided in the diagonal, and when that happens, it's hard for me to see the spread in any other way. I have to see everything in the diagonal, so I am. So here's the spread in the diagonal. So I have to do this now. So, okay, so you've got the Hierophant in the middle up there, and right up the top there in the middle, and then going down on the diagonal, you've got this High Priestess. Now, sometimes people see the High Priestess as the sort of female equivalent of the Hierophant. So I'm seeing them as a couple, and I'm seeing them as a spiritual couple. So I think this is about this new relationship that I was seeing in the Knight of Cups. Yeah, spiritual couple. And yeah, I think when you both come out of this healing that you know you have to come out of, I really, really think there's potential for you to be connected on a very, very deep level, a very spiritual level, because you're both spiritual people, you're both very similar, you're both on the same page, you're both feeling the same way. And what I'm seeing is you're both progressing at the same pace and at the same time. So you'll both progress at the right time, and I think you'll both come together at the right time on a very, very deep level. Yeah, you're going to connect on a really deep level. That's what I'm seeing. But again, it's going to take time, so don't hurry this up, just let it go at the pace it goes. That's the pace it's supposed to be. Yeah, there's lots of respect here. I'm getting this from them. They're very thoughtful. They're very thoughtful, and there's gentleness as well. Very gentle, very caring. This is really lovely, really, really nice. Really nice. Again, I keep on seeing this. Let things grow in their own time. If you do that, you'll have a really, really special connection with this person. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so the last card you've got for your future is this Three of Pentacles. So yeah, again, working on this thing you're working on, I should say. Yeah, this is really interesting actually. again, I have to look in this diagonal. I can't help it. So yeah, you've got the World card up there right at the beginning again. Success with this big laurel wreath here. So you're going to have success in this thing you're working on. And that's going to help you to move toward this traveling, if that's what you want to do. Obviously, the World's about traveling, and she's flying through the air. She's up there flying, traveling. And then on the diagonal, going down again, right in the middle, you've got the Six of Swords. Obviously, they're traveling. And now with this Three of Pentacles, have a look at this. This is really interesting. You've got these 3 coins here, and they're forming an arrow, and the arrow is pointing up. So it's going up in the sky. So again, there's traveling there as well. This is a really interesting card, actually. This is really funny. I'll lift it up so you can see. So what I was getting before, I can't remember where I was seeing this, somewhere. I was getting for you, this thing you're working on, that's a siren going past. This thing you were working on, it had something to do with drawing up a plan, designing, building, something like that. And look at this card. This man on the left, he's literally holding up a plan, and he's saying, look at this, look at this. And, you know, they're saying, okay, what can we do with this church? Can we build this? Can we change this? Can we renovate this, or whatever it is? So yeah, it's just interesting that that's coming up. So that's another sign for you that this traveling and this working, it's all kind of linked in. And yeah, again, this arrow is pointing up to these 2 spiritual people up here, the Hermit and not the Hierophant, the High Priestess, sorry. So, because I'm looking at the diagonal, I can't help it. So, yeah, so it's pointing up to these spiritual people, 3 spiritual people actually. So, yeah, spiritual connection. You are going to rise up to that spirituality with that person. You're going to lift up from where you are to a higher level in this relationship, and you're going to come together. So, beautiful. Beautiful reading. I love this reading for you. That's all I have to say, really. I think there's no more really to say here. So Pisces, this is a general reading. Obviously, it's not going to resonate with everyone. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.